Tumezipatia kipaumbele. Usaili wa makamishna wa IEBC mtazamaji ungali unaendelea na unaendelezwa katika chuo cha mafunzo ya bima huko South Sea hapa jijini Nairobi. Hii leo mtazamaji, watu 6 walikuwa wanatarajiwa kujiwasilisha mbele ya jopo hili la uteuzi la mchujo ambalo linaongozwa na Daktari Nelson Makanda. Tuvuke moja kwa moja hadi huko tusikize jinsi usaili huu unaendelezwa kwa sasa. Aliye mbele ya jopo hili la uteuzi ni Daktari Sylvia Mutua.
In your introduction you mentioned that online content creation is one of the things that you did, and being aware that content creation, the online one, that's where we find a lot of problems, because some of the Gen Zs are doing content creation just for purposes of creating income.
So if I'm getting you right, how do we do civic education in a space which is riddled with misinformation and disinformation?
Yes, to ensure that it's only the right information that goes out to the public, and when there is misinformation, how would you handle it?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The social media platforms are very unique. There are several across, but they're very unique in terms of their architecture. You find that, for example, the platforms which will only accept 160 words, the platforms which will take both audiovisual content to limited time and that. But as a commission, one way would ensure civic education is have a channel for the commission, whereby if anyone wants to find any information on anything, on any aspect of the commission, they know. If there is a particular Facebook page, there is that. If it's a TikTok page, if it's an Instagram page, if it's even a YouTube channel. And that's one thing I was wondering, why we don't have a YouTube channel just for the commission, so that anyone sourcing for information, because one thing you realize with social media platforms, there is an aspect of retweeting, there is an aspect of resharing that particular information. So someone just picks it from your page and shares it as well. So when we don't have I continue? Okay. So you realize when we don't own the information on our page and it's coming from different sources, then it can be prone to misinformation. And misinformation could be just out of ignorance. But then you also have others who could be malicious. And that is where disinformation would come in. That is where malinformation would come in. All right? So my strategy would be, let's have dedicated channels for the commission where we are able to post credible information about all our activities and also all issues of civic education, civic education. Okay, but then we'd also have another unit. I would call it the social media monitoring unit. Now, this particular unit, their work would be just to monitor the social media platforms across board and be able to see what information, like if today, what is trending about IEBC. Okay, is information true or not true? I think we've seen DCI, they have a page where if someone gives a story and it's not true, they are able to write a red in bold. They put red and they say fake. And everyone is able to know that is not credible information. So if we could have such, where we have a team which monitors, and for the people who are malicious, okay, then you can be able to figure out and see the source. Because for everything, there is a digital footprint. You'll be able to see the source of that disinformation concerning civic education, and you can be able to nip it in the bud before it becomes viral. Because sometimes a lie told many times looks like the truth. And when you say the truth, people will assume the truth is the lie. Yes.
So much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. I invite Fatuma to ask you some questions. Fatuma, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Dr. Ndano.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to ask you this question because I've seen you're a quality assurance person, so I'm going to change my question. I was going to ask you, how would you evaluate how effective stakeholder engagement has been post-election? But before that, since you're a quality assurance person, how would you ensure that right from the beginning, during the planning process, the appropriate mechanisms for stakeholder engagement are put in place. Then in the process also, monitor to ensure that whatever was planned is being done. And then finally, how would you now evaluate post-election?
Thank you very much. So we're looking at stakeholder engagement, and I think I've gotten 3 questions. The first one is how to ensure appropriate mechanisms are put in place to make sure that it happens. Then the second one is to monitor how it's been done, and then how to do it post. Thank you very much. Like I earlier mentioned, with the IEBC being ISO certified, it means that we already have internal structures in place. By this, I would say that even for the issues like stakeholder engagement, my assumption would be that we have standard operating procedures of how stakeholder engagement should be done, and that those standard operating procedures have been validated by the department responsible for that particular activity. All right? I would also assume, and I hope I'm right in this, that the Commission has policies that anchor stakeholder engagement.
Daktari Sylvia Ndang akiwa mbele ya jopo hilo la uteuzi la mchujo. Bila shaka tunamtakia kila laheri, na usaili huu tutakuletea kwa njia kamilifu kwenye taarifa zetu zifuatazo. Sasa tuangazie